For this video, I'm going to go through 5 quick tips that I've learned over the course of making my videos. These are not technical tips, but general tips for aspiring or veteran Army Men video creators. It sounds simple, but it can be quite tricky depending on which camera you're using. If the camera moves around too much, the footage becomes hard to watch and looks very janky. If you're adding effects later, you'll be very annoyed in having to track all the movement in before adding effects. If you want the camera to shake, I would suggest adding it in whilst editing and not whilst filming. If you're using a dedicated camera, I'd suggest using a tripod or making sure that when it's on the ground firmly. If you're using a phone or tablet, I'd suggest getting a third-party stand or tripod. You can get some online without having to spend much money. In order to follow action, the viewer needs to know where everyone is. As the creator of the video, you know where everything is, but the viewer doesn't. If we look at this shot in Micro Wars 2 for example, you can see that I show where the exploding AA is with Roundhouse Actual in the shot before cutting to Roundhouse Actual moving away. This lets the viewer know where the AA is in relation to Roundhouse and makes for a much more seamless viewing experience. It doesn't matter how fancy the effects are, a poor video is still a poor video. If you only have a phone and a box of toy army men, you can make a video. Don't worry about adding fancy explosions and gunfire or using fancy software. A cool video will be cool with or without them. Additionally, a poor story is not made better with cool effects. I have often made the mistake of thinking cool effects with no story will make for a good video. It doesn't. If you have a story to tell, tell it. Worry about fancy stuff later. I wish I did. Shadows are very annoying in stop motion, especially outside. It can't be helped in most situations, but if you're filming outside, try and film on a day with no clouds. Try not to film under too many bushes or trees, as even the slightest movement causes flickering and odd shadows. Filming late morning to midday is best, as the shadows are at their smallest. Too much flickering and the footage can be really hard to watch. If you don't want to watch your video, why would anyone else? This is a very important point. Don't worry about what people want to watch, make what you want to watch. I started my channel because I love seeing toy army men battling it out in stop motion, and I wondered what it would look like if someone made it with Modern Warfare figures. If you make something and you think it's cool, then it is cool. I hope these tips help you make your army men battles come to life. I like watching them as much as I like making them, so feel free to let me know if you've made one. I have to work on my next video now, so until then, happy filming.